The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien coming to you live from TFNN, 8:30 a.m. on Friday, 1 hour to go until the opening bell, and we got markets in negative territory. Quite a volatile day yesterday in the markets. We saw a low print in the S&P of 33.39, clawed our way back to a reasonable loss by the close, but we're starting things off in negative action yet again this morning. Right now, you have the S&Ps negative by 11 points, trading 33.57. Dow futures negative by 97, trading at 29,074. NASDAQ futures negative by 33, trading at 95.90. Oil pulling back a bit. Oil off about 84 cents at 53.04. Gold charging higher this morning, up $25 at 16.45. Silver up 27 cents at 18.55. We're going to start things off. We're going to start it off with a chart of the VIX. As you may expect, some elevated levels in that volatility index. The VIX yesterday spiking to a high of about 17. Where are we? Let's get the high print exactly. The high 17.21 yesterday. We see a high spike last night of 17.33, currently trading 16.74. Jumping over to the indices, we'll start things off with the NASDAQ 100. You see the slide for yesterday's action, and quite a slide it was. Tom and I, on the air from 10 till 11 a.m., the negative action begins literally right at 11 a.m. As we get off the air, you trade in the NASDAQ 100 from 9,700 down to a spike low of 95.24. You're talking about 175 points in the span of about 30 minutes. From there, 95.91. Looks like kind of we're just basing out here. We did claw back. As I mentioned, a lot of those losses. There's your 4 p.m., kind of the high there. As we came into the close, the high print to put a print on the close yesterday, but right away from about 4 o'clock, you sold off to a low overnight at about 3 a.m. of 95.39. S&P's pretty similar charting action. You trade from about 33.90 down to 33.41. We almost reached that area again at about 3 a.m. of 33.45. We're up about 12 points from that level, 33.56. There's your Dow 30. Yesterday at 11 a.m., 29,348. We trade all the way down to 29,953. You're talking about 400 Dow points from that level. We almost reached that level again at about 3 a.m., 28,970. Currently trading 29,061. Crude oil, last night, we were up there, yesterday. Is that yesterday? Yes, yesterday, that was our peak high, $54.60. And from there, you trade lower for the entirety of the overnight session and this morning. Actually dipped below $53 briefly within the last few hours. Currently trading 53.07. And how about gold? Check out that chart. Quite an acceleration. Yesterday, early action, we're trading at 16.12. Gold charging higher for most of the session. There's your close of action yesterday on Thursday. We're trading at around 16.22. You trade higher all the way in through midnight. You trade higher, and then even since about 7:30 a.m. this morning, gold accelerating higher right at session highs, 16.44 for the price of April gold. Euro US dollar back above 108. It's been oscillating right around this price point of 108. Yet the euro trading at 108.03. In terms of what else you have happening in the market, we've got to do a coronavirus update because that's a lot of what's going on in this market. As you now have the total cases up to 76,700, total deaths, at least 2,249. You have Coca-Cola coming out and saying that it will affect their earnings to the tune of about 2 cents a share. Iran confirming more cases. Jumping around to others, you have Fed's James Bullard saying interest rate cuts are reacting to the coronavirus scare are likely will reverse once the fear starts to subside. So that may be some of the reason that you see a little bit of an acceleration this morning to higher prices. You also have the coronavirus exists in all Iranian cities, the health minister saying. Coca-Cola takes an earnings hit. As we mentioned, the company is forecasting that coronavirus will drag down its first quarter earnings by a penny to 2 cents a share. Coca-Cola also estimates that the outbreak will hit unit case volume by 2 to 3% and organic revenue by 1 to 2%. The beverage giant still expecting to meet full-year outlook, though. Coke's Chinese business accounts for about 10% of its global volume. Pretty remarkable if they can still hit their full-year outlook when they are doing 10% of their global business in China. We'll see if that's actually the case. You have Israel confirming passengers tested positive upon return from the coronavirus hit ship. These cruise ships and the coronavirus, not where you want to be. Iran with 13 new cases. Chinese city says discharged virus patient tested positive after 10 days. Just scary stuff that keeps coming out. The market kind of pricing that in a bit, whether it was yesterday and today as well. I mentioned it with Fed James Bullard, so the expectation for a rate cut will fade as the coronavirus fear eases. So that's the St. Louis Fed president, James Bullard, said he expects the coronavirus to be a short-term problem and likely not a cause to cut interest rates. Quote unquote, there's a high probability that the coronavirus will blow over, as other viruses have, be a temporary shock, and everything will come back, the central bank official told CNBC. All I would say to that is, I hope so. The only thing that is starkly different about this one is that we've seen quarantines to the level that we've never seen before. You're talking about 50, 60 million people locked down in China, factories shut down, planes shut down. All right, we have many airlines not even flying to mainland China, whether it's from March, April, that type of an impact, that was not what was going on during the SARS outbreak, if I recall. So we'll see if that's any different. In terms of stocks making moves this morning, you have John Deere reporting an unexpected rise in quarterly profits. Deere on Friday reported an unexpected rise in profits in the first quarter, helped by early signs of stabilization in the U.S. farm sector. For the quarter ended February 2nd, reported net income of $517 million a share, or $1.63, up from $4.98 or $1.54. Average analyst estimate of $1.26. To see how Deere shares are trading on that news this morning. Quite a pop. Closed yesterday at $165.83. Spiked to $182.44, still up about $11 right now at $176.21. We talked about Coca-Cola and their revision, jumping over to the Coke chart this morning. Coca-Cola, no real action on that revision. I mean, maybe that has to do with the fact that their outlook has been confirmed for the fiscal year, but I don't see how when you do 10% of your business in China, you already come out and talk about it's going to have a 1 to 2 cent hit in your earnings per share. And if you're doing 10% of your business in China, I don't see how your outlook could be sustained when basically China's been shut down to the tune of 2 to 3 months. You see the slide on Coke yesterday to a low of 59.11, almost got it all back up to 59.73, but we'll see where that shakes out this morning. Jumping over back to that gold chart for a little bit of context, there's the week that gold's had back to last Thursday. 1568 in gold last Thursday. Friday, we're sitting right at around that area as well. Friday, I'm getting the print there. There's your Friday action at about 1579. We're now at 1645. And for some real context here, let's put it on a 15-year. We're climbing up. I mean, the next stop could be 1798, 1923. Nothing in its way from that price level. Stay tuned, folks. Come back in 3 minutes. We'll see what else we have on tap for the day. What other stocks are making moves this morning for Friday action. Stay tuned. We'll be right back in 3 minutes.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the Tax Opportunity Zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190. The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Checking back in on the markets. S&P's right now negative by about 11 at 3357. Dow up 96 points, 29,075. I got a long-term chart of the S&P up there. Quite a run that we've had. You can't even see any negative action. I mean, you back things up, folks. This is 15 years, but just putting a little context of the pullbacks we've had. December of 2017, right? Coming into the end of 2017, that epic collapse the markets had. I mean, all but a blip on this chart of the S&Ps from 2008, 66, 65. We're now approaching, you're talking about, what is that? Almost 2,800 points from that price level in that time. And if you zoom things in, even backing it off, that move on 2017 from about a high of 2,900 all the way down to 2,300. So you're talking about 600 points, almost 20%. But we got it all back by April. And since then, we're now up more than about 10% from where we were even in April, from 3,000, now trading 33.57. Jumping around to other news stories of the day we have out there. Dropbox with their earnings last night, quite a number. They beat on the top and bottom line. The CEO said the company now aims to be profitable by the end of this year. Stock up as much as 16%. We'll jump over to their shares in a moment. DBX, I believe, is their symbol. Earnings, 16 cents per share. Market was looking for 14 cents. Revenue, 446 million. Market looking for 443. Revenue growing by 19% in the quarter that ended December 31st. They have 14.3 million paying users in the fourth quarter, up from 14 million users the previous quarter and above the 14.2 million that was expected. Average revenue per paying user, $125. Up from $123.15 a quarter ago. The estimate they were looking for, $123.81. Deferred revenue, $554 million, below the $555 they were looking for. Let's see. So in the fourth quarter, Dropbox announced the departure of its chief customer officer. All right. App usage trends have worsened since our August initiation, with downloads declining 20% in the fourth quarter and in-app purchase revenue decelerating significantly, one of the analysts wrote, who have the equivalent sell rating. Well, they're biased. They have a sell rating already in there. With respect to guidance, Dropbox forecasting 452 million to 454 in the first quarter revenue, the middle of the range. And for 2020, Dropbox is calling for revenue of $1.89 billion. Quite a number for these companies. Slightly below the 1.9 that they were looking for, and the company sees cash flow of 475 to 485 for the full year, above the consensus of 436. So they're expected to generate $1 billion in free cash flow by 2024. That is quite a number. The market liking that they're going to have that type of cash flow. Getting back into a shorter time frame, 15-minute chart. And as you see it, before we jump away, S&P ticking down a bit. Even since 8 a.m., we're off a few points. And jumping over to Dropbox, DBX. There's your action on Dropbox. Yesterday was as low as 1809, closed out the day at 1871. Initially right on those earnings, spiked to as high as 2195. Let me even put this on a 5-minute. Spiked initially right away up to about 2195. Within about 10 minutes of the close, pulled back. Look at that volatility, all the way down to 1962, and then we're back right at around $21. Dropbox looking to open about $2.30 in the positive this morning on an $18 stock. Quite a pop. Checking in on some of the FANG stocks that had some big action yesterday. Of course, with coronavirus fears, Apple getting hit pretty hard, pulling back. You had Apple yesterday, was up at about 324. Made it down to about a low of, let's see what that low is exactly, 318.21. I mentioned that because it's important. We're actually below it at one point, and we're sitting right where we were at that low yesterday, 318.60. Microsoft, quite an acceleration to lower prices from Microsoft yesterday. Check out that drop from 187 down to 181. Microsoft sitting at about 183.37. Google, from about 1530 early in the day down to a low of that spike of 1506. And Google, not quite the reaction this morning, 1509 nonetheless. Netflix, some of the other stocks, 384. And got to wrap it up with Amazon. Amazon slides as well from above 2170 to 2130, currently sitting at about 2145. In terms of other stocks making moves this morning, jumping down the line, we covered John Deere, their reported earnings. Coca-Cola, they had their outbreak that they're factoring in. So T-Mobile and Sprint, the mobile operators, announced amended terms of their merger, which will reduce the stake of Sprint shareholders SoftBank, while T-Mobile parent Deutsche Telekom will have a slightly higher stake. So it looks like they're dotting the I's, crossing the T's in their deal. Chewy, the pet producer, upgraded to outperform. Looks like pet products, pet food, a good business to be in. They're going to outperform from sector to perform. CHWY pulling up their shares this morning. Chewy trading from about 29.24 up to 30.80. We covered Dropbox crushing their earnings. First Solar earned an adjusted 202 a share for the quarter, short of the 272 profit that the Wall Street analysts had anticipated. Quite a miss. Jumping to FSLR. You see the reaction. We were closed at almost $60, and just like that, you were down almost 20% on those numbers to 48.80. Right now, trading at about 52.35. Excuse me. Some other news, Wells Fargo close to a settlement with the SEC and the Department of Justice over probes into its sales practices. According to the New York Times, the paper said settlements could be announced as soon as today. Wells Fargo, don't trust them, folks. No, I half kid, but the news, negative, continuing to exist for Wells Fargo. Down a bit this morning, only about 14 cents, though. And Fitbit out with their earnings as well, an unexpected loss of 12 cents a share compared to prediction of 3 cents a share profit. The maker of wearable fitness devices also saw its revenue come in below forecast as it sold more devices, but at a lower price. FIT, not quite a dramatic reaction, actually. I'd expect more when you're supposed to make 3 cents, you lose 12, you take in less revenue, you're selling your products, but you can't sell them at the price you want to. 644 yesterday, looking just to open marginally lower at 638. And Sprouts Farmers Market. So how about we covered pet food with Chewy. Sprouts earning 27 cents a share for the fourth quarter, nearly doubling the 14 cents a share consensus estimate. The organic grocery chain's revenue slightly above forecast, and the company gave a better than expected full year earnings outlook. Our food habits are dramatically changing. What is that symbol? SFM. And the trend is going to healthy food. Organic food, Sprouts Farmers Market, probably well positioned. Closed yesterday at 16, looking to open almost 10% higher at 17.45. Spiked to that high of 17.60 right off the bat. You saw Amazon, they purchased Whole Foods. That was their entry into the grocery market. I mean, Walmart, one of the sectors they're growing dramatically is their grocery market. In particular, when they come out with their earnings last week, they made mention of that. Target as well, 118.10, but Sprouts Farmers Market this morning up about 10%. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be coming back for the final segment of the show. We'll be talking about what other stocks are making moves this morning. We got stocks in both directions this morning. Almost 9 a.m. Markets in negative territory for Friday trading. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back in 3 minutes.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. One last check, and we got to take a check on the gold market. We just hit a high of 1648. Gold just not stopping, charging higher as we've been on the program, pulling back a bit as we speak, but quite a print in that gold contract. And I'm going to jump over to the front page of TFNN.com. Folks, check it out right on the newsletters tab. You can sign up for the gold report. Tom's newsletter, weekly report every weekend. Great time to sign up right now. You'll gain access to the archive report. You'll get the new report that comes out usually Monday morning prior to the market open. I encourage you to check that out, $97 a month, or you can sign up for 6 months, save 22.85%, or you can sign up for a year, save $379, almost 33%. The reason why I bring it up in particular, the last workshop Tom did in September of last year, the next leg up in gold is $1,794. Find out why. That workshop, pretty topical right now. It's gold climbing to about $1,650 right now. You can gain access to these archives if you sign up for the gold report. Check that out. He's also got one down here from the end of 2018. The gold market from the beginning of the bull market in 2001 to now, that's an hour and 15 minutes. The one that he did just in September, talking about the next leg up in gold, $1,794. That one over an hour. Gain access to both of those on Friday. Check it out. You can watch those over the weekend. That is the account section for Gold Report subscribers. A quick glimpse at that. I encourage you to check it out for the weekend and get ready for Monday action in gold, because there's your gold chart. And boy, oh boy, I mentioned it, up to 1648 in the April contract. I mean, quite a trend line. Checking in on some of the markets as we wrap up the program. The Dow, 29,060. S&P's 3356, and the NASDAQ 100 sitting at about 95.90 right now. Stay tuned, folks. We got our man Larry Pesavento coming up live with Trade What You See at 9 o'clock. I'll be back at 10 o'clock with Tom. Fast Market by TD Ameritrade. Think or Swim at 11. Basil Chapman at noon. Steve Rhodes at 1. Dave White at 2. Tom O'Brien at 3. Live programming all Friday at TFNN. Markets rocking, gold moving, oil moving. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back in 3 minutes. Have a great Friday.